going to learn about Rankine's theory, guess theory. Then we are going to learn about distortion energy theory. Essentially, using these theories of failure, essentially the theories of failure will give you a relation between the values of yield stress that we have found out in our material testing lab. Okay, MT lab, we have found out tensile strength and so or yield strength, ultimate strength for a given material, right? So how they are connected to the design of a component. So that connection is provided by failure theories, and we need to learn about Rankine's failure theory, guess theory, distortion energy theory, and Moore's theory of failure. Okay, Moore's theory of failure also we are going to learn. And then in the second part of design for static strength, we also learn about stress concentration. Okay, so stress concentration or concentration of stress. That is, when you have this presence of discontinuities, that is essentially in the form of presence of holes, notches, grooves, fillets, stepper shaft, and so on. Okay, so such discontinuities in a component wherein there is going to be high concentration of stresses. Okay, so that is what is called as stress concentration. So the stresses around such discontinuities like holes, notches, fillets, and so on. Okay, we are going to take up a factor called stress concentration factor, which will give you the actual maximum stress induced in a component because of presence of such discontinuities. What are the discontinuities I said? It can be in the form of
Holes, notches,
fillets, stepper shaft, and so on. Okay, so they are called discontinuities. So around such discontinuities, there is going to be high concentration of stresses, and by taking stress concentration factor, we can find out maximum stress induced around such discontinuities. That's what we are going to learn in stress concentration topic. Okay, this is about module 1. Okay, I think you just note down whatever that is there on the board. Just take out your notebook and note down briefly whatever that is there on the board. Please note down. I'll give you 3 minutes. Nikhil, can you hear me? Nikhil, ME.
Yes, sir.
No question of taking screenshot and all. Take notebook, note down using a pen. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Finished up? Finished? Anybody
Yes,
still
sir.
writing? Okay. In module 2, what we are going to learn is we are going to learn about the impact strength. Okay, that is impact strength. So in impact strength, we are going to derive an expression for impact factor, and also we are going to derive an expression to find out impact stress sigma I. Essentially, it is we are going to multiply the nominal stress that we find out from our regular mechanics of materials equation, then multiply it with impact factor, which is always greater than 1. Okay, that is impact factor. So when we multiply the nominal stress with impact factor, we are going to get impact stress. Okay, we are going to derive an expression for impact stress. Okay, and then we are going to do we are going to design the components which are subjected to impact, and we are going to find out essentially the impact stress induced in a component which is subjected to the impact loading. Is that okay? That's what we are going to learn in impact strength topic of module 2, wherein the component may be subjected to axial loading, bending loading, or can be subjected to torsional loads. Is that okay? And then we are going to learn about in the second part, which is very, very important, that is the fatigue loading. Okay? So in fatigue loading, what will happen is the components normally are designed based on yield strength in case of ductile material and ultimate strength in case of brittle materials. Okay, and there will be a design of the component is carried out with taking the reference of yield strength in case of ductile materials. So when we design, the stress induced will be less than the yield stress of the material. So in such cases, the component should not fail. But in practice, all the components or most of the components will fail, okay, in a stipulated period of time or over a period of time. The components will fail. It can be in the form of bearing failure, or it can be in the form of the gear failure, or it can be in the form of high noise, or it can be in the form of the breaking or wear out and so on. So eventually the components will fail, okay, because of fatigue loading, or in the other words, it's also called repeated loading. Okay, when the components are subjected to repeated loading, the components will eventually fail after certain number of cycles. Normally, if it should be more than 10 power 6 number of cycles, it should withstand. That is 10 power 6 number of cycles. So the component has to withstand. Say, for example, the bearing rotates for 10 power 6 number of cycles, and then that's going to be, so the stress at which it will cross 10 power 6 number of cycles, that strength is essentially called fatigue strength, or it is also called endurance strength. Okay, it's called endurance strength, so denoted by sigma minus 1, subscript minus 1. Is that okay? So therefore, the components in practice would fail because of repeated loading. Okay, so such a failure is called fatigue failure. The stress at which the components, if they can able to withstand 10 power 6 number of cycles and above, then that is going to be the stress that is called as endurance strength or fatigue strength of that particular material. Is that okay? Are you all there? So here there is going to be a governing equation given by Soderberg's, okay, equation, Soderberg's equation. Okay, so essentially it is given by sigma A by ABC into sigma endurance plus sigma mean by yield stress divided by 1 by n. Okay, where sigma A stands for stress amplitude, sigma M stands for mean stress, sigma Y stands for yield stress, and sigma minus 1 stands for endurance strength. A, B, C are size factor, loading factor, surface finish factor. Then you add N is factor of safety. Of course, you are going to derive this expression and then we are going to find out the required parameters when we get into fatigue loading stage. Are you all there? Okay. So we are going to learn about fatigue loading and also we are going to learn about high cycle fatigue and low cycle fatigue as well. Okay. So essentially, fatigue deals with the stress at which the component can withstand 10 power 6 number of cycles and more. Okay. So that is essentially what this topic is. Very vital and very important if you go for further studies as well. So learning about fatigue is very essential even in practice or practical applications when you go for a profession. So fatigue loading plays a very vital role because all the components, most of the components would fail in service. That is essential. Even though the design stress is less than the yield stress of the material, the components would fail. So therefore, we need to understand fatigue loading and fatigue strength concept very clearly. Okay. So it is essentially repeated loading that a component is subjected to. Could you understand? Could you get it? Are you able to understand?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Now I'll give you 5 minutes time. Please note down whatever that is there on the board. In under module 2, we have impact strength and we have fatigue loading, design for fatigue loading, and note down Soderberg relation. But also we are going to learn about Goodman's relation and so on. Okay. So Goodman's essentially is given by sigma amplitude by ABC into sigma endurance plus mean stress divided by ultimate strength is equal to 1 by N. Anyway, we are going to learn in detail when we get into the topics. Okay. Finished now? Finished? Okay. So what we learn in module 3 is the next one. Module 3. So this has got a major chapter in the form of design of shafts. Okay. We are going to learn about design of shafts. So here we need knowledge of torsion of shafts. Basically, torsion of shafts, we need the knowledge of that. Have you learned torsion of shafts in mechanics of materials? Have you learnt?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So what is that we have learnt in torsion of shafts?
The torsional equations.
Yeah.
Torsional equations.
Torsional equation. What is the torsional equation? What is the equation that we have learnt?
T by J is tau by R is equals to G theta.
Yeah. T by J is equal to tau by R is equal to G theta by L. Can anybody else disagree? Okay. Akshay Jadhav, whatever Tarun said is correct?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Fine, fine. Milan Chaudhary, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Chaitanya Vamshi, are you able to understand? Okay. Yeah. Where T is torsional moment, J is polar moment of inertia, tau is shear stress, R is radius of shaft, G is modulus of rigidity, theta is angle of twist of the shaft, and L is length of the shaft. Okay. So we need, so from here we are going to find out, we normally used to find out diameter of the shaft using T by J is equal to tau by R or G theta by L. Okay. So we need the knowledge of torsion of shafts, and also we need knowledge of BMD and SFD, especially bending moment diagrams. I will learn bending moment diagrams in our OIM.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, excellent. Okay. So again, we are going to use bending moment diagram wherein we are going to take reactions and then find out maximum bending moment on a given shaft and for which load. So we are going to find out maximum bending moment. Okay. And also we need knowledge of bending stress sigma of B that is equal to bending moment divided by section modulus, or that is given by essentially M by I into Y, where I is moment of inertia and Y is distance of farthest layer from neutral axis. Okay. So design of shafts, we need this much knowledge, and in addition we need some more knowledge also, that is resolution of forces also we require. So that's what we learn in design of shafts. So along with design of shafts, we have got design of keys and couplings. Okay, where do we use keys? Remember, where we have used keys? Yeah,
Mechanical measurements.
mechanical measurements. Have you not used in the machine drawing subject?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
For coupling two different shafts, we need keys to transmit motion and power between the shafts. Correct? So we are going to learn about design of keys, and also we are going to learn about the design of couplings, where it can be flexible couplings or rigid couplings. So these drawings you have done in your Candy lab. So this is what we are going to learn in module 3. So please note down, module 3 consists of design of shafts, under which we need knowledge of torsion of shafts and also bending moment diagrams and bending stress equations and resolution of forces. Okay. And the second part of module 3 is design of keys and couplings. Please note down that much. Please note down. Are you able to see the expressions, everything clearly on your laptop?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Those who are using mobiles, so please avoid using mobiles. It will not serve any purpose. Please take notebook and note down. Okay. Please take a notebook, keep a notebook with you and note down whatever that is there on the board. The purpose of taking up the board is that only. Otherwise, we can run through PPTs also, but that is not, okay, that may not help you to great extent. So better keep a notebook, calculator all the time with you. Okay, finished, huh? Finished?
Yes, sir.
Done? We are discussing about the syllabus, okay? And next is module 4. So in module 4, we are going to learn about design of permanent joints. Okay? Design of permanent joints. Okay? So under this, we are going to learn about design of riveted joints. We are going to learn about riveted joints, and then we are going to learn about the welded joints. These are the two permanent joints for which we need to do the designing. So in essentially in welded joints, we are going to find out weld size, wherein it is subjected to transverse load or axial load. Okay. So in welded joints, we are going to find out size of the weld, and in riveted joints, again we have two types. What are the two types of riveted joints? This you have learned in your CAMD lab. What are the two types of riveted joints? Yeah, someone please answer. Types of riveted joints.
Lap and
Yeah?
lap and butt.
Lap and butt joint. Okay, fine. So that is lap joint is one of the riveted joints, and butt joint is another type of riveted joint. In lap joint, you have two materials overlap with each other, and riveting is going to happen in case of lap joint. Whereas in butt joint, we are going to have two different materials held side by side, and using a cover plate above and below these plates, we are going to have the riveted joints. Okay, such joints are called butt joints. That is, two materials or two plates are butt against each other, and using upper and lower cover plates, we are going to have the riveting operation essentially. So this is one material, and this is the second metal piece, over which you are going to have a cover plate on top and a cover plate on the bottom, and riveting operation is going to occur like this. Correct? Are you there? So this is what we have learned in our CAMD lab. Okay? So this is one rivet, and maybe this is another rivet. Okay, this is about butt joint. In case of lap joint, what you will have is one metal above, another metal below it, and then we are going to have riveting operation connecting these two plates. Correct? So this is essentially, this is one metal piece and this is the second metal piece. Correct? So this is lap joint and this is butt joint. And then in case of welded joints, we are going to have different types of welding. Okay, so may be subjected to axial loading, and also it is subjected to transverse loading. So depending upon the type of loading, we are going to do design of welded joints. And design of riveted joints, essentially you will have single row lap joint, double row lap joint, triple row lap joint, or in case of butt joint it can be single row, double row, triple row butt joints. It can be chain riveting, or which is the other one? Which is the other one? Chain riveting and another type of riveting. Can anyone tell me?
Zigzag.
Yeah, zigzag joint, exactly. So zigzag joint. So it's another type of joint, zigzag joint. And also we are going to learn about the riveted joints subjected to eccentric loading, type 1, type 2, and so on. So that much we have to learn in riveted joints and welded joints. Okay, so please note down riveted joints and welded joints under design of permanent joints in module 4. Please note down this much. Please note down. Please go back to your CAMD and then go through what these riveted joints, how does it look like, and so on, so that it will be easy to learn here. Please note down design of permanent joints. Under that you have riveted joints and welded joints. Under riveted joints you have got lap joint and butt joint, and then further we are going to learn various other types of joints. Finished, huh? Done?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Next, in module 5, we have three different topics to learn. One is design of temporary joints. Okay, temporary joints is one of the topics. Under temporary joints, we are going to learn about quarter joints, and we are going to learn about knuckle joints. Again, you remember these things you are drawn in your CAMD lab, correct? So we are going to learn about design of quarter joints and knuckle joints and fasteners. Okay, so that is one of the topics in module 5. Second topic in module 5 is threaded fasteners, or essentially you can call them as bolted joints or design of bolted joints, where we are going to learn about stresses in threaded fasteners. Then we learn about effect of initial tension. Then we learn about design of threaded fasteners under static, dynamic, and impact loads, and also eccentric loading. So this is what we learn in threaded fasteners. And third part is the power screws. So in third part in module 5 is power screws, wherein we are going to learn about mechanics of power screw, then stresses in power screws, and also we are going to learn about the self-locking, okay, of power screws, and we learn about design of power screws. Okay, so these are all the three different topics that we are going to learn in module 5. One is design of temporary joints. After that, we are going to learn about quarter knuckle joints, and then we are going to learn about threaded fasteners, wherein we learn about effect of initial tension, and then joints, bolted joints subjected to various types of loadings, including dynamic loading and impact loading. And then we are going to learn about power screws, wherein we are going to learn about the thread terminology. This you would have learnt in your metrology lab probably, about various thread angle and so on. So we are going to learn about stresses in power screws. Then we are going to learn about efficiency and self-locking. And we are going to learn or design the power screws. Okay, essentially power screws are used for lifting of gates, okay, and so on. The dams gates are lifted using power screws, and many more applications are there. including your screw jack. Okay, so they all come under power screws. So this is what we learn in module number 5. So please note down design of temporary joints, quarter and knuckle joints, threaded fasteners, and power screws design. Please note down this much. Please note down design of temporary joints. Under that, we learn about quarter joints and knuckle joints. Then we learn about threaded fasteners. Then design of power screws and design. Finished now? Hope you are finished.
Yes.
Okay, these are the 5 modules that we are going to learn. Now let's look at the textbooks that we can refer. These textbooks that we can refer. Essentially, Joseph Edward Shigley. This is the premier most book for design of machine elements. Then we have got another extraordinary book by Robert L. Norton. Okay, this is another book. And then we have got M.F. Spotts, S-P-O-T-T-S, M.F. Spotts. So these are all some of the extraordinary books that we have in design of machine elements. And you have got Dieter also. Okay, D-I-E-T-E-R, Dieter. Okay, design of machine elements by Dieter. These are all some of the foreign authors books which are excellent. And we have Indian authors books also, very, very good books. That is Sharma and Purohit, Design of Machine Elements by Sharma and Purohit. Then we have got textbook by B.B. Bhandari. This is another very good book. And another excellent book is by R.S. Kurmi, Design of Machine Elements by R.S. Kurmi. Okay. These are, and other local authors are also there, like V. Krishna Rao, okay, T. Krishna Rao, and so on. Then M. H. Channaya. Then you have got several other books under local authors. That is S.C. Pilli, okay, Design of Machine Elements by H.G. Patil and S.C. Pilli. There are several books. So normally we go through Sharma and Purohit, Kurmi, and wherever necessary Robert L. Norton, which is a little advanced textbook. So Joseph Shigley again, for conceptual clarity and clarity in each of the topic, you can go through Joseph Edward Shigley book. All the books are available in our library. Okay, so these are all the books. Please note down the books' names. If in doubt, please ask me. Finished, huh? Finished? Yeah?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And you need design data handbook. This is very, very important. Okay. For design of machine elements 1 and 2 both, what you need is design data handbook. So here we are going to use Balveera Reddy and Mahadevan. Balveera Reddy and Mahadevan. Okay. And there are other books by K. Lingaya. Okay. Professor K. Lingaya data handbook is there. And then we have got H.G. Patil, and then we have got PhD textbook also. Okay. But what we use essentially is Balveera Reddy Mahadevan in our design. Is that okay? So if you can get the book of Balveera Reddy Mahadevan, try to get it. And I have also requested for a PDF copy from some of the people. If I get it, I will pass it on to you. Okay? If you can get this book, it is fine. You ask your seniors if they can share their book with you. I think you can have the book. Note down this design data handbook. This is very, very essential. From next class onwards, you should possess this data handbook. Is that okay? Are you there?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Please note down design data handbook by Balveera Reddy and Mahadevan. Textbook part, you try to buy Kurmi textbook. Okay, that's very good. It will be helpful for both design 1 and design 2 next semester. Kurmi, Sharma and Purohit, Tanaya, all these books are good. Bandari. There are several number of books which you can refer. If you are finished,
Yes.
done? Yeah, try to get the data handbook, physical book, okay? Instead of having PDF, try to get the book physically with you, okay? Yeah. And from next class onwards, are you able to hear me? Are you all able to hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Next
sir.
class onwards, you should possess a proper notebook, calculator with you all the time, and also data handbook with you. Okay. So initially it may not be required to have data handbook, but still when we do principal stress and strains, like in mechanics of materials, you need not remember the equations. The equations are all available in design data handbook. Okay. So therefore, it is essential to have design data handbook of Balveera Reddy Mahadevan authors with you. Calculator is compulsory and the notebook and pen is compulsory. Okay. It is for your benefit. We are doing it on board. Okay. So you need to involve as you are sitting in the classroom. Is that okay? Now, what you do is, each of you, please switch on your video and say yes.
Yes, sir.
1 second. Oh, Karthik Avasti. 1 second. What's your number?
So 26.
26. Yeah. Next up.
Yes, sir.
Number?
22.
Huh?
22.
22.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Next up.
So, Adarsh Desai, 4.
Sai Sumanta. Sai Sumant number? Sai Sumant. First, okay.
Number 01, sir.
Yeah, got it. Next.
Abhishek GL, sir.
Where?
Yes,
Zero
sir.
I'm not able to see your, yeah, Abhishek, what's your number?
02.
Abhishek GL, okay. 03, I'll go through this way. 03, 4,
So Adarsh Desai.
please switch on your video, man. Yeah,
Done, sir.
good. Yeah, that's fine. Others Desai, no?
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
5,
Yes, sir.
Ajay. Okay, Ajay Sunil. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Ajay Sunil, okay. 6,
Yes, sir.
Anwar, okay.
Yes, sir, present.
Yeah. Next, 7, Akshay Jadhav.
Akshay, sir.
Akshay Jadhav, video
Yes, sir.
please. I want to see your faces because I'm first time I'm taking. Yeah. Okay, fine. Next, Alap Mandiyur.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. Next. Ankit Gangadharan. Ankit.
Yes, sir.
Oh, fine. Okay. Next is Ashitesh Nadella.
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. Next, Biban Kalita. Biban,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
please switch on your video. Video is compulsory. Yeah, Biban, switch on your video for a second. Otherwise, I take it
My camera is broken.
not working.
I can't.
No, you have to get it done. Okay. For now, it's okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Next,
Sure.
Chinmayi Prasad.
Yes, sir.
Where? Yeah. Okay. Next. Chandan Swarup. Chandan Swarup. Darshan. Karishma.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Karishma and okay. Right. Next. Ibad Kausar, Govindraj. Ibad Kausar and Govindraj. Okay. Ibad Kausar. Not there. Jayant Reddy and Purushottam Reddy. Jayant Reddy, Purushottam Reddy. Not there. Okay, Ritik Shah and Jitin Kumar.
Yes, sir.
Ritik Shah, Jitin
Yes,
Kumar.
sir. Yes, sir.
There. Okay, fine. Next. Chaitanya Vamshi, Karamjit Singh. Chaitanya Vamshi, Karamjit Singh. Not there. Both of them are not there. Chaitanya Vamshi absent. Karamjit Singh absent. Okay. Kiran Muhammad Mastanullah. Kiran.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Mastanullah. Mastanullah not there. Kiran Mastanullah absent. Okay. Mazin Sharan. Mazin Sharan. Mazin Sharan. Narendra and Nihal Shetty.
Present, sir.
Narendra, Nihal Shetty.
Yes, sir.
Narendra, video. Put on your video. Yeah. Okay. Nikhil, Nimmala Vignesh. Nikhil and Vignesh.
Present, sir.
Okay, Vignesh. Vignesh. Nitin Prajwal. Nitin Prajwal.
Yes, sir. Prajwal.
Prajwal. Nitin. Prayag and Prince Prabhakar. Prayag,
Yes, sir.
both are present. Okay, fine. Pinto and Rakshit. Pinto and Rakshit. Then Rishi and Sandeep. Rishi, Sandeep. Rishi, Sandeep.
Rishi also.
Okay, Sandeep.
Yes, sir.
Sandeep, are you there? Sanjay Gowda, Sanjay N. Sanjay Gowda and Sanjay N.
Sanjay N, sir.
Sanjay N is there? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Next, Satish Shankar, Saurabh Srivastav.
Yes, sir, Satish.
Saurabh Srivastav.
Yes, sir.
Hey, Satish, where are you sitting, man? Under the tree, ah?
Quiet, sir. There is no
Huh?
signal here.
Okay, okay, right. Next, Shivam Kumar and Shivam Sundriyal.
Yes, sir.
Shivam Sundriyal?
Yes, sir, present.
Oh, fine, okay. Next is Shravan Sahuja and Srinidhi. Shravan Sahuja, Srinidhi. Siddharth A and Siddharth R.
Sir, Siddharth A.
Siddharth A, Siddharth R.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Siddharth.
fine. Next, Sudeep and Sunil Kumar. Sudeep, Sunil Kumar. Sudeep and Sunil Kumar. Tarun Pachori and Vinay J.
Yes, sir, Tarun, sir.
Tarun Pachori, Vinay. Okay, both are there. Fine. Next. Vipan Singh and Vivek.
Vipan Singh, sir.
Okay, Vivek.
Vivek, sir.
Yeah. Milan Chaudhary and Pranaya Lal Mulepati.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Both are there? Okay, fine. Next is Saksham Singh, Chaitanya. Saksham Singh and Chaitanya.
Yes, sir. Chaitanya, sir.
Okay, Saksham Singh. Mahesh Madiwal and Nishant. Mahesh Madiwal and Nishant. Ramesh yes, Shashank. Ramesh yes and Shashank. Akshat and Sautrik Rai. Akshat,
Yes, sir.
Sautrik Rai. Anybody else to be entered? Mahimaraj, are you there? Mahimaraj? Yeah. Shall I add your name?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. Anybody else name? Yeah. Any diploma student present here right now? Any diploma student?
Yes, sir.
Chaitanya Patel, tell all your diploma friends to be present for the class. Okay. I see many absents in diploma category. Tell them design of machine elements is a tougher subject. They cannot just like that get through. It is not diploma where you used to get 80% theory questions, 20% problems. It will not happen that way. It's going to be 100% problematic. Okay. Tell them to attend classes without fail. Okay. Yeah, anybody, if you have any doubt, please ask me. As I said, data handbook is compulsory. Sit with notebook, pen and calculator. Okay? If I get doubt, I'll cross check with your parents available at home. Is that okay? Is that okay?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yeah. So please take responsibility and sit with calculator, data handbook and notebook without fail. Okay. Okay, then let's quit for the day. Okay. Bye.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Yeah.